Please find enclosed a list of all the body parts I will break and the order in which I will do them should you mispronounce my name again. Yours sincerely, Jessie Manduke. Jessie Manduke. Just says Jessie Manduke. She seems lovely. 'Twas the night before Halloween. What scary monsters and super creeps await us at Full Sail University? Let's find out. This is NXT Graded. So Poppy opened NXT this week. She sang her song I Disagree, which bled into her song Scary Mask, the theme tune for Io Shirai, and out comes Io, played to the ring by Poppy. Now, if you're in the comments and you're tweeting, who's Poppy? Genuinely, I don't know who's Poppy. I can only assume that you're being pithy because you could just Google Poppy. Obviously, you'll get a lot about the Poppy appeal, which is a big part of British Army fundraising, but you'll also get a lot about Poppy, the YouTuber, who has 500 million views online. She's a big old deal in the YouTube community and sort of reaching out into other places. This is a nice collab for WWE to have with Poppy. They've worked with her before, it seems to work well. And look, I'm an old boy, right? I walked to work this morning listening to Elton John's lesser known album, Too Low for Zero. But I could still appreciate the work of Poppy. And I like this. This was a really cool way to start the show with Poppy playing Io Shirai to the ring for her match with Candice LeRae, which gets underway immediately. This felt very much like a grudge match between these two. I feel like the tempo has been upped every single time they've wrestled. Candice LeRae got a bloody nose through this match, which I think only added an extra little wrinkle to it, which I thought was really cool. It turns out that Io Shirai can't quite finish off Candice LeRae in this match, and you see the frustration building in Io Shirai. She rolls out of the ring to get a steel chair. The chair is immediately reprimanded from her, and this causes Candice LeRae to go for a very quick win, doesn't quite get it. Then Io Shirai sort of rolls onto the steel chair, which is still in the ring. Candice does a cabrada. Io moves. Candice eats the steel chair. 1, 2, 3. Io Shirai picks up the win. After the match, Io is working over Candice LeRae, just wailing on her with punches until Rhea Ripley makes an appearance and chases Shirai away. Big reaction for Rhea Ripley from Full Sail as well. Whole opening bit for me is going to get a B+. I like the musical accompaniment to the ring for Io. I enjoyed the match they had as well, and I'm enjoying the build in the women's division, which, whoa, kicks into high gear later. More on that when we get to it. Out comes Finn Bálor, and he is spitting some fire. He talks about how the last time we saw him, he was laying down for the hottest thing in the business because he got a new mask. Oh, looking at you, the Fiend. Bálor says he took his mask off and became the hottest thing in the business instead. He says that there's a lot of guys in the locker room that should just be watching wrestling as opposed to being in it. He really lays into Johnny Gargano, says that if he's ever thinks of stepping up to Finn Bálor, then he won't be Johnny Wrestling, he'll be Johnny Watches Wrestling, which is exactly what it should be. He was out there for no more than probably 2.5 minutes and got everything that needed to be said in a really succinct way. Really nice bit of work from Finn Bálor. This gets an A. I love Finn Bálor's heel turn now. I wasn't sure about it initially. I think the shock factor was like, what? I think maybe we could have rinsed out a few more sort of tag team dream matches. Maybe Finn could have done WarGames before this, but you know what? It's happened and they're doing it, and I thought this was great. This gets an A from me. Good work, Finn. Aussie strong style on show here. It's Shane Thorne taking on Bronson Reed. As the bell is sounding, Shane Thorne is in mid-air. This is very much the NXT style in 2019, which is just bell sounds, crack on. Literally the bell went and we got 2 drop kicks from Shane Thorne that sent Bronson Reed into the corner. Shane went for a third. He ate a lariat and a big senton from Bronson Reed. This started hot. This was strike-laden, this whole match. It came to a conclusion when Thorne went up to the top. He was going to do what looked like a Hurricane Rana off the very top rope. Thorne leapt into the air as if he was about to do it, and Bronson Reed just pushes him. So from about 30 million feet in the air, roughly, I'd say, Thorne comes crashing to the floor, and then Bronson gets onto the tippity top rope. Massive splash off the top. 1, 2, 3. And the crowd just in love with Bronson Reed at the end of this. I'm giving this a B. This was a short, sweet, sturdy match between these two. I'm excited to see what more Bronson Reed can do once he really gets his motor going as well. I thought both guys were solid in this, giving it a B. Up next, the Women's Tag Team Championships are on the line. It is Team Kick challenging the Kabuki Warriors. Before this, we got a very mini promo package for the Kabuki Warriors, no more than probably like 90 seconds long, featuring Baby Metal Song Karate. And oh God, it was great. Can we make Baby Metal Karate the theme tune for the Kabuki Warriors? I think it would work a lot better than this weird hodgepodge mashup that they've got. Also, now that Kairi Sane is not a pirate, why do we still have Yo Ho Ho in her theme? Come on now. Less Yo Ho Ho. Also before this, we had a backstage interview with Team Kick. Dakota Kai and Tegan Nox talking about how great it is to be reunited as best friends, challenging for the tag titles. The commentators really go for this and saying, hey, it's great. They're best friends teaming up for the tag team championships. You laid on the best friend thing so thick that a guy like me, who grew up in the Attitude Era, was expecting a heel turn. Kairi and Asuka got all the love from Full Sail in this one. Big welcome back chants, just big pops for everything they did. I'm enjoying Kairi's work as a bad guy now, as a baddie. And Asuka's just always excellent. The whole match, it was very much Kabuki Warriors wearing down Dakota Kai and targeting their attack on the replaced knee, on the knee brace of Dakota Kai. Both Team Kick members have had knee problems, and this was very much the laser focus, mainly for the Dakota Kai. She got the hot tag eventually. Tegan Nox, Lady Kane comes in, big clotheslines, big choke slams all around. We see Tegan Nox go for the shiniest wizard, and Asuka catches her foot, turns it into a leg grapevine. I love that. Incredible little twist by Asuka. Kabuki keep Kick on the back foot for most of this. It does sort of turn a little bit in the favour of the Kabuki Warriors when Nox and Kai mount a comeback near the end. We see Dakota Kai hit a series of kicks on Asuka. We see Kairi Sane distracting the referee, and as that happens, we see Asuka blast the green mist into the face of Dakota Kai, which leads to a big, insane elbow by Kairi Sane for the 1, 2, 3. So shenanigans lead to the Kabuki Warriors retaining their tag team titles, and they take their exit from Full Sail. This leaves Team Kick in the ring licking their wounds, and out come the Horsewomen, with Shayna Baszler leading the way, and they just take it to Team Kick. Out comes Rhea Ripley to try and turn the tide. She doesn't quite make it to the ring though. Io Shirai appears into existence and attacks Rhea Ripley. Candice LeRae comes out to make the save. Bianca Belair comes out to attack Candice LeRae. They all get in the ring. They're all decking one another. There's refs, there's officials, there's Riot Squad. There's just everybody gets in the ring to try and split these guys up. Enter William Regal from the Statler and Waldorf position at Full Sail University, who says, I've got one solution for this: WarGames. And we are getting our first ever Women's WarGames match at NXT TakeOver. And this whole situation ends with the Horsewomen, Belair, and Io Shirai being run off by Team Kick, Rhea Ripley, and Candice LeRae. What a way to build the first WarGames match. This immediately felt very cool. This whole segment, the tag title match, into the build for WarGames, into the schmoz at the end. This all gets an A+ from me. This was one of my favourite bits of the show so far. Really solid tag match, as I say, and a really nice way to set up your WarGames match. A+. It's big, strong boy time as Dudley's finest export. Sorry, Lenny Henry. Sorry, the Living Museum. Tyler Bate makes his way out to the ring to take on Cameron Grimes. This was a great showcase for Tyler Bate in the early going. And Cameron Grimes, though, every single time he gets into the ring, he gets quite a lot of offense in against some big lads. Grimes looked very strong in this as well. There was a really nice bit near the end where Grimes picks up Tyler Bate for an electric chair, and Tyler Bate turns it into like a Hurricane Rana sunset flip. Both guys, you can pause the screen, and both guys are off the ground for a couple of nanoseconds. It looked really cool. Tyler Bate, after several attempts being unable to do so, finally gets a huge tope on Cameron Grimes on the outside. It is there where he spots Killian Dane just growling and looking all mean and stuff. As Tyler Bate goes to get back into the ring, he is distracted by Killian Dane, and that gives Cameron Grimes just enough time to sober up, hit the cave in. 1, 2, 3. Cameron Grimes pinning the former UK champion. Big win for Grimes. Out goes Grimes. In comes Dane, who just lands a massive old senton on Tyler Bate. And then as Tyler Bate tries to roll out to the ring to get away, sort of leans up against the ring steps. Bang! Cannonball from Dane into the steps. He says to Tyler Bate at the end of this, "You tell Pete Dunne that he's got unfinished business with me." So Dunne and Dane continues to be a thing that we build to. This was a B+. I really like this. I thought it was a nice showcase for Tyler Bate and a surprise in Cameron Grimes winning. I thought this would be one of those matches where it's like, here's Tyler Bate, here's what he does, there's a good win, happy days. But no, Cameron Grimes gets a big victory here, and we continue the Dane and Dunne feud in a new and magical way. Angel Garza vignette now. We talk about his family lineage. He's the 3rd generation wrestler. He talks about Hector Garza from WCW, and he talks about wanting to make his family proud. This is the third Angel Garza that we've seen in 3 weeks. We saw him against Tommaso Ciampa, a sort of SH1T eating grin heel, like smiley heel who just is difficult to like. The following week we saw him as a cruiserweight contender, hot prospect for the future, clapping hands and stuff, and now we're seeing him as sort of wrestling legacy man. Maybe next week he'll be a milkman. Who knows? This was nice though. And just like that, it's main event o'clock. It is Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly from the Undisputed Era in non-tag team title action against Keith Lee and his chosen partner, Matt Riddle. Now, Mauro Ranallo, Beth Phoenix, and Nigel McGuinness filled in some of the blanks on this. They said that Undisputed Era had challenged Keith Lee to a match. He said, you can have 2 of us if you find a tag team partner. And Keith Lee was approached by Dominik Dijakovic. And Dijakovic went, hey, mate, I'll be your buddy. I'll be your buddy, old pal. And Keith Lee went, nah, mate. He said it smoother than that. He's like, nah, mate, I don't trust you because we've had a rivalry. I'm going to team with Matt Riddle instead. That may rear its ugly head again. I liked that little bit of storyline between the lines. Nice. Undisputed Era are just battered by Keith Lee and Matt Riddle in the first third of this match. They just can't overpower Keith Lee, and they can't quite get a purchase on Matt Riddle. They eventually managed to wear down on Riddle, and they spent a good part of the middle of this match just wearing him down, stopping him from reaching Keith Lee for the tag. Little things that the Undisputed Era do, I really like. There was a bit where Kyle O'Reilly accidentally attacked Bobby Fish in the corner. Matt Riddle had rolled out of the way, and as a result, Kyle battered Bobby. Bobby fell to the floor. And instead of Kyle O'Reilly just stood there going, oh no, my tag team partner is hurt. I better just stand here and feel bad. Kyle O'Reilly went, oh dear, oh well, better crack on. And just spun round on his heels and put Matt Riddle in a leg lock. Because they're tag team specialists. And a tag team, as a proper, fully fledged tag team, should be able to overcome 2 singles wrestlers. That's how a tag team division should work. Riddle gets the tag eventually, and all hell breaks loose. Keith Lee just batters everybody. He's like a running angry cupboard. Just everybody is just battered by Keith Lee. Matt Riddle manages to get some composure back in this, and for the final bit of this match, we're seeing Keith Lee and Riddle just outclass O'Reilly and Fish. This brings out Adam Cole and Roderick Strong. They get wiped out by Matt Riddle, and they also get wiped out by Keith Lee, who does that thing that Braun Strowman does. He runs around the ring, gets him a head of steam, and he just bowls Roderick Strong into Adam Cole. Sorry, Adam Cole into Roderick Strong. Either way, someone got bowled into someone by Keith Lee. I don't think he was keeping track. So whilst Keith Lee is dealing with those lads, in the ring, Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish have scooted to either side, hit the high-low combination on Matt Riddle. 1, 2, 3. And the Undisputed Era have defeated Matt Riddle and Keith Lee. Again, a tag team, specialist tag team, defeats 2 singles guys, as it should be. The Era then attack Keith Lee. Once again, they're just mugging the Magnum. And out comes Tommaso Ciampa to make the save. He's got the crutch. He's swinging at everybody that's moving. And Matt Riddle, Keith Lee, and Tommaso Ciampa, their combined forces send Undisputed Era packing. At the end of this fracas, Tommaso Ciampa goes to the corner where Adam Cole has left Goldie. He's left the NXT Championship there. He goes to pick up Goldie and stops himself and tells Goldie that you'll have to wait because Daddy's going to war. And that is where we go off air with these teams staring at each other. WarGames confirmed? Pretty much. Given the main event and the last segment an A-. I enjoyed it. The match was great. I think the Undisputed Era as a unit are solid, whichever combination you put them in. Riddle and Lee played a blinder in this match. And the little touches at the end really brought this together for me, like Ciampa going to get Goldie, then stopping. Little things like that I really love. It's an A- in the main for me. Overall this week, NXT gets an A from me. Some solid wrestling in there. Great promo by Finn Bálor. Phenomenal way to set up the Women's WarGames match, and a really good way to set up the Men's WarGames match as well. This was a really good show for NXT, and we very much have some laser focus going towards the big old 2-ring cage shenanigan that we call WarGames. Love you, bye. Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. You can support us on Patreon by going to patreon.com/Cultaholic. Lastly, don't forget to hit subscribe and join us.